Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. So I hope you all have performed very well in your unit test 1. Today once again we are going to resume the classes, resume the video lessons after your UT1. So let us continue with chapter 6, Poets and Pancake, written by Ashoka Mitran. So till page number 62 we have till page number 61 we have read as of now. Today we will be reading, I will be explaining, reading out and explaining from page number 62. So before moving ahead, let us recall what we have read in this lesson as of now. So dear students, as of now we have seen in this lesson that the author Ashoka Mitran shares the working condition in Gemini studios, the people's attitude, behavior in Gemini studios. The author Ashoka Mitran himself used to be a part of Gemini studios. He used to collect the clippings in Gemini studios, and he also tells us that his job was considered insignificant by his job as well as other members of Gemini studios. Later he tells us about the hierarchy which is followed strictly in Gemini studios. He tells us that in the makeup department the strict hierarchy is followed in Gemini studios, where the senior makeup men used to do makeup of the senior artist, while the junior makeup men, they used to do makeup of junior artist. And when a role of crowd was to be shot in the film, then the makeup the responsibility of doing their makeup was of the office boy. The office boy used to do the makeup of the crowd people. So such a strict hierarchy is followed in the makeup department of the Gemini studios, according to the author Ashoka Mitran. Further, Ashoka Mitran tells us about another character whose name was Kothamangalam Subbu. Kothamangalam Subbu was considered number 2 at Gemini studio. He was very genius person. He was next to the boss, and he was also very kind person, as he used to serve dozen of people at his home. And he also he always came out with innovative ideas. Also, Ashoka Mitran gave us an example where one scene was to be shot. When producer would say how the scene was to be shot, so he had come with 4 ideas, but the producer was not, when the producer was not satisfied with those 4 ideas, then he came out with 14 ideas. So thus Kothamangalam Subbu, who was considered number 2 at the Gemini studios, who was next to boss in the Gemini studios, was very genius person, as well as he was very kind person. Okay, so this is what we have read as of now in this lesson. So let us continue this lesson from page number 62, second paragraph of page number 62. Gemini Studios was the favorite haunt for the poets like S.D.S. Yogiyar, Sangu Subramaniam, Krishna Sastri, and Harindranath Chattopadhyay. So further, Ashoka Mithran tells us that Gemini Studios was the favorite haunt. Haunt means place where people frequently visit. Haunt means place where people frequently visit. Okay, haunt means place where people frequently visit. So Gemini Studios was the favorite haunt, was the favorite place of the poet like SDS Yogiyar, Sangu Subramaniam, Krishna Sastri and Harindranath Chattopadhyay. So SDS Yogiyar was a freedom fighter and a national poet, and Harindranath Chattopadhyay was a poet and a playwright. So Gemini Studios used to be a place where these writers used to visit frequently. It had an excellent mess which supplied good coffee at all times of the day and for most part of the night. So Gemini Studios had a mess where they could get good coffee at all the time of the day and for most part of the night. Those were the days where Congress rule meant prohibition and meeting over a cup of coffee. So those were the days when it was Congress rule and there was a lot of prohibition. So even meeting over a cup of coffee was rather satisfying entertainment, because a lot of prohibition was imposed on people. So that is why meeting over a cup of coffee in the mess used to be a great entertainment, because they were not allowed to hold parties, to hold big event. So that is why even meeting on a cup of coffee, meeting over a cup of coffee in the mess used to be the great entertainment for them. Barring the office boys and a couple of clerks, everybody else at the studios radiated leisure and prerequisite for poetry. So except, barring means except. Barring means except. So barring the office boys and a couple of clerks, everybody else at the studios radiated leisure and prerequisite for poetry. So except the office boys and the couple of clerks, all the other member in the Gemini Studios, they could go out for relaxed attitude, and for poets, as it was the prior requirement for their poetry, so that they could think about the poetry, so they had time for the same. Only office office boys and a couple of clerks, they did not have time for they did not have leisure time, but others in the studio, others in the Gemini Studios, they were having leisure times. The poet needed prerequisite time, so he had prerequisite for his poetry, and the others having leisure time. So here let me write the meaning of some words. Radiate means to send out. And lazy means relaxed. Leisure means a relaxed attitude. Prerequisite means pre-requirement. Prerequisite means pre-requirement. So everyone in the Japanese studios were having leisure time, free time, relax, time to get relaxed, but office boys as well as a couple of clerks, they did not have such time as they were not free. Most of them wore khadi and worshipped Gandhiji, but beyond that, they had not a faintest appreciation for political thought of any kind. So most of the members of Japanese studios, they used to wear khadi, and they were the follower of Gandhiji, but beyond that, they had not the faintest appreciation for the political thought. They were not appreciating political thought of any kind. Naturally, they were all adverse to the term communism. They were all adverse. Adverse means, it is averse, not adverse. Averse means dislike. Averse, dislike. Okay, so they were all averse to the term communism. They used to dislike the term communism. What is communism? Further, the writer tells us what a communist was. A communist was a godless man. A communist used to be a godless man. He had no filial or conjugal love. Filial means love for children. Let me rub it and write them down. Love for children, and conjugal means love for spouse. And compunction means guilt prevents us from doing bad things. Compunction prevents us from doing bad deeds. Compunction is guilt prevents us from doing bad deeds. Now, so a communist was a godless man. A communist used to be a godless man. He had no compunction about killing his own parents. So he had no compunction, means he was liable to kill his own parents and his own children. He was always out to cause and spread unrest and violence among innocent and ignorant people. So he was always out to cause and spread unrest. Unrest means disturbed or uneasy state. Unrest means disturbed or uneasy state. Disturbed or uneasy state. So he was always out to cause and spread unrest, spread uneasy state and violence among the innocent and ignorant people. Such notions which prevailed everywhere else in South India at that time also naturally floated about vaguely among the khadi-clad poets of Gemini Studios. Vaguely means unclearly. Let me write down the meaning of some words. I hope you have written it. You can pause the video and write them down. Either you can take the screenshot. Notions means beliefs. Notions means beliefs. Vaguely unclearly. Vaguely means unclearly. Okay, so such notions, such beliefs which prevailed everywhere else in India. This belief of communism, those days it prevailed everywhere in India. It existed everywhere in India, else in South India. So else in South India, it was not there in South India. Apart from South India, it was there in every part of India. Naturally floated about vaguely among the khadi-clad poets of Gemini Studios, unclearly and naturally. Now it was reaching to the people of Gemini Studios, where the people of different background, different religion, they were working there. And in the beginning of the lesson, we have seen how the author called it an integration, a national integration. The author in the beginning calls the Gemini Studios that national integration could be seen there. There also this communism started spreading. Evidence of it was soon forthcoming. So further, the author says that evidence for the same would be coming very soon. When Frank Buchmann's moral rearmament army, when Frank Buchmann, an American follower of Martin Luther. Frank Buchmann was an American and he was the follower of Martin Luther. So when Frank Buchmann's moral rearmament army, some 200 strong, visited Madras sometime in 1952. So when Frank Buchmann's moral rearmament army, some 200 strong, about 200 strong army men visited Madras sometime in 1942. They visited in 1942. They could not have found a warmer host in India than the Gemini Studios. So they could not find a warmer host in India than the Gemini Studios. So that is why they stayed in Gemini Studios. Someone called the group an international circus. So someone called those group of 200 army personnel international circus. They weren't very good on the trapeze and their acquaintance with animals was only at the dinner table. So they weren't very good on the trapeze. Trapeze means an act of circus. Trapeze means an act of circus. So they weren't very good on the trapeze and their acquaintance with animal was only at the dinner table, but they presented two plays in the most professional manner. So these army personals, 200 army personals, they who came from moral rearmament army of Frank Buchmann, a follower of Martin Luther. So they presented two plays in a most professional manner. There, Jotham Valley and the Forgotten Factor, the name of those plays are Jotham Valley and the Forgotten Factor, ran several shows in Madras and along with the other citizens of the city. So they ran several shows in Madras with the other local citizen. The Gemini family of 600 saw the plays over and over again. The Gemini family, they were 600, they saw the play again and again. The message of the plays were usually plain and simple homilies. So the message of the plays were usually plain, plain as if everyone could understand and relate themselves to it. And simple homilies. Homilies means sermon or religious message. So it was always all the plays. Always it was spreading religious message. But the sets and costumes were first rate. First rate means excellent. Madras and Tamil drama community were terribly impressed and for some years almost all Tamil plays had a scene of sunrise and sunset in the manner of Jotham Valley with a large stage and white background curtain with a tune played on the flute. So further, the writer tells us that the scenes of the play were so attractive that many plays, in all plays of Tamil during those years, almost all Tamil plays had a scene of sunrise and sunset in the same manner as it had been shown in the Jotham Valley. So they repeated the scene of sunrise and sunset in their plays because the scene of sunrise and sunset in the Jotham Valley was very attractive. So that is why it was copied by other. It was copied in other Tamil plays for almost for some years. Okay. It was some years later that I learned that the MRA was a kind of a counter movement to international communism, and the big bosses of Madras like Mr. Vasan simply played into their hands. So here Ashoka Mitran tells us that it was some years later. So after some years he had learned that the MRA means this Moral Rearmament Army, was a kind of counter movement. Counter movement means opposite movement. So it was a kind of opposite movement to international communism. So this MRA, this Moral Rearmament Army, was a kind of opposite movement to international communism, and the big bosses of Madras like Mr. Vasan simply played into their hands. Played into their hands means to do something that an enemy wants one to do. So the big bosses like Mr. Vasan, they were acting according to this MRA, this Moral Rearmament Army, which was a international communism, which was the opposite movement to international communism, and big bosses like SS Vasan was working according to them. I am not sure, however, that this was indeed the case, for the unchangeable aspects of these big bosses and their enterprises remained the same. MRA or no MRA, international communism or no international communism. So further he says that I am not sure, however, that this was indeed a case, this was indeed a matter, for the unchangeable aspects of these big bosses. So these big bosses had unchangeable aspects, whether they are the part of this MRA, whether they are the part of this Moral Rearmament Army or no MRA, or whether they are the part of international communism or they are not the part of the international communism. It did not make any difference for these bosses, even though they were acting according to MRA. The staff of Gemini Studios had a nice time hosting 200 people of all hues and sizes of the least 20 nationalities. So the staff of Gemini Studios had a nice time hosting 200 people of all hues. Hues means colors. I had made you write earlier. So they had time to host 200 people of all colors and sizes, means ages, of all colors and ages, of least 20 nationalities. It was such a change from the unusual collection of crowd players waiting to be slapped with thick layers of makeup by the office boy in the makeup department. So it was such a change from the unusual collection in which for the crowd player the office boy kept waiting to slapped with the thick layers of makeup by the makeup department. Okay, so it's all about today's class, today's video lessons, dear students. In my next, please mark till here. In my next video, I'll finish this lesson. So thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.